I don't really know how to start this video. Oh, I have to project too, right? Okay, so we're gonna talk about Pokemon, I guess. Gen 4 Pokemon sucks. Welcome to RandomVox, the only show on the internet where a white guy talks directly into a camera and pretends to know what he's talking about. I mean, I used to really like Pokemon as a kid. Like, I grew up with Pokemon. I played pretty much every game. I played Red, I played Gold, Silver, jumped onto Emerald. Great. I always thought it was kind of weird. I picked up Diamond. There's something, like, implacable about it. Something I really just couldn't put my finger on, you know what I mean? Every time I booted up, I always got the feeling like it just wasn't quite as good as a lot of the other ones. There's just something about that one. Talk about Diamond Pearl. I never touched Platinum. I don't know anything about Platinum. Always kind of irked me the wrong way. It's like the first time I ever watched, like, Titanic. I watched Titanic. I'm like, there's something off about this movie that I don't like, but I can't really explain it in words. Gen 4 Pokemon always had that same problem for me, and it was, I don't know why I don't like it as much as the other ones. It's kind of weird. So you run into this problem with that very particular generation in which they realize a lot of the issues that Pokemon was starting to hit with. Modern day Pokemon is running into this problem where there's just too many. There's just so many goddamn Pokemon at this point. It's absurd. There's what, like 900 or something? It's ridiculous. You can't have that many Pokemon. It doesn't work. Imagine, if you will, trying to build an entire game. You have to make a character, right? So you're making a combat system, you make a character. You have to have all their attacks, all their defenses, their moves, how their stats, the different ways they can interact with the world. And then you have to balance how that one character fights against every other character in the game. Imagine multiplying that by like 900. It's too much. I think they started realizing that they hit critical mass, specifically at Gen 4, because that was the gen in which they started kind of running out of ideas. It's the generation that introduced a lot of the third tier, like, Kanto Pokemon. You get like Magmortar, and like Electivire, and Rhyperior. A lot of just like weird choices that don't really stand on their own. More baby Pokemon too. Who likes baby Pokemon? Baby Pokemon suck. Why would you put a re-evolution in a game? What's the point? It's stupid. But Game Freak knew that they were hitting critical mass with the whole gotta catch 'em all thing, and so they took a lot of effort to curb that when they hit Gen 4. And you can tell that they did, because when they hit Gen 5, they basically just wiped the whole Pokedex. Like, love it or hate it, Black and White had that thing where you could only really find Black and White Pokemon in the game for a good portion of it. That's why a lot of first playthroughs tend to be really samey with Black and White. They did that because they wanted a clean slate. They wanted you to be able to just pick a smaller group of Pokemon, because it's much easier to balance a game around 100 or 50 of them than it is to throw in 7,000. And the problem you run into every single game is the more Pokemon there are, the harder it becomes to cut Pokemon, because somebody's gotta like it. Stunfisk. Fuck you, Stunfisk. Nobody likes you. So the concept of catching them all is just, like, ridiculous. You hit Diamond and Pearl, and they go, well, we've breached the 200, 300 realm here. We're starting to hit a point of no return. Every time we add 100 more Pokemon, we're adding another 100 Pokemon's worth of development time every single game. On top of having to make every single model, and every single character, and every single balancing, and how far they can be through the game, and what adjustments we need to make to the moves to make them better or worse. It's a lot of work, and the more time you spend on that, the less time you have to make other things, like the battle frontier, or hidden items, or subsystems, or global trading, or arena, or any form of multiplayer that is functional in a Nintendo game. Nintendo. Case in point, legendary Pokemon. Do you know how many legendary Pokemon in this game? Way too many. Jesus Christ. You got Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Darkrai, Arceus, what the hell, Shaman, right? That was one of them. Wasn't Regigigas also in this one too? Yeah. Like, half of these Pokemon you couldn't even get in the game. You had to go out to an event to unlock it, or, like, cheat, find a way to access the code, because it's literally just a strip of code that just opens up. Out of all of these ridiculous legendary Pokemon, which, again, same problem, too many legendaries, they're not special anymore. We now have all of this to deal with, and several of them you just can't even get. And not being able to get Pokemon sucks. But because they can't put all of these damn Pokemon in the game, because it's too much, they have to start start locking Pokemon behind content. What was it? Like there was entire strips of Pokemon that you could only get if you had a copy of Fire Red or Leaf Green in your actual DS while you're playing the copy. So certain Pokemon you couldn't even get. I'm not even going to talk about how there's like 3 fire Pokemon they added to this game. It's like the starter, Heatran, like Magmortar. Like the rest of them, you either need a copy of an older game or you just can't get them till post-game. Granted, that was the exact same problem with Gen 3 and Ice Pokemon. It's like Glalie and Sfeel was like about it. I mean, this is all aside from the fact that I don't really care about the story. The story is just kind of boring. As some of the worst rivals in the entire Pokemon history, this is about the point at which the rivals started getting really boring and really have any agency in the story. It's like, I can't even remember what the hell the main guy rival is. And then you also have Dawn. She's cute, I guess, but whatever. She doesn't really do much in the game. It's just kind of boring. The only thing I actually really like about 4th Gen is the Underground. The Underground's rad. Underground is amazing. I would spend literally dozens of hours just in the Underground running around tapping on the walls because it's fun. It's actually like a pretty fun minigame, and it allows me to get away from the rest of the game. Does anybody think the art in Gen 4 is really weird? Just, like, some of these Pokemon just look really weird. Like, look at Gastrodon. Who picked this color palette? Who thought brown and pink with yellow was a good idea? Who thought, hey, how can we improve on that? Let's make it blue and green. Yeah, good color choice, guys. Of course, you need to remember that statistically, every Pokemon is somebody's favorite. I'm sure somebody likes whatever the hell this is. There's just so many stinkers in Gen 4. Like, let's look at this guy. We got this guy, and this guy, and this guy. That guy. Why? Who thought this was a good idea? Why would people do this? It's stupid. It's a waste of my time. You're gonna put this on a competitive team? No. You're just gonna leave it in the fucking box after you catch it once to fill out your Pokédex. That's it. Don't get me wrong. You put any of these Pokemon next to one another, they're all gonna look very different. Like, you can definitely tell that every gen of Pokemon has a very distinct art style. I don't know how to... I'm not an artist, but it's like cartoony. It's a little too, like, friendly. I want, like, my Pokemonsters to be Poke Monsters. I want them to eat people's faces. But the thing overall with Gen 4, it's not any one thing. It's just, there's not really any particular good thing that stands out to counterbalance all of the mediocre. And the end result is it's just kind of blasé. Over time, like, I just don't have any real fond feelings for that game. Also, they added Lucario to the game. So furries. That's cool. Am I gonna play the new remake? No, I'm not. I really love Pokemon, I really do, which is why it always pains me to see what could be better. And I don't really think this is anything like big. This is just small stuff. It's funny, because I've actually played every other generation of Pokemon except, actually I didn't play Sword and Shield, because I don't really like the direction Pokemon Company's going right now. But my opinion hasn't really changed over time. I liked Gen 5, even though it was experimental. I liked Gen 1, 2, and 3. But what do you think? You think Gen 4 is bad? You think I'm just being silly and nitpicking? I am, actually. I'm completely nitpicking. That's totally true. Is there another generation that you would say is, like, worse than Gen 4 Pokemon? Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. See ya!